Hi, my name is Landon, and welcome back to a week in the life of me, Landon. So on Monday, we really didn't do much. Yeah, we the only new thing was they're doing iLearn again this week, and so well, I guess last week, and so I was in the study hall room for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Uh, Other than that, nothing really eventful happened that day. But on Thursday, something really cool happened. Uh, went to school. It was uneventful, but after school, I went and hung out with my friend Daytona, and so that was a lot of fun. But then at 7 o'clock, I went to Old Grove, and I had to go in front of a Eagle board. And so basically, what that is, it's a Boy Scout thing. And so becoming an Eagle Scout is the highest rank you can get as a Boy Scout, and about 4% of boys that's ever been in Boy Scouts go on to get their Eagle Scout. And so I had to go in front of the board and they asked me questions like the Scout Law and the Scout Oath. I had to recite those. Then they also asked me questions about my Eagle Scout project. My Eagle Scout project was a box, it was a flag box, so that way people were able to bring their old flags that need to be retired, and so that way they would be retired properly and respected. So they asked me about that, and they asked me why I wanted to do it, and how the process of it and all of that. And then they asked me about merit badges, which merit badges are classes that you can earn. Classes that you can take and you earn a little badge. I can show you an example of them. This is the sash, and so all these little circles are merit badges that you can earn, and the you have to earn a certain amount right off the bat because they're Eagle Scout badges, and those are the ones with the silver border. So like first aid, and you have to earn those, and then you have to earn other badges, the ones with the green border. These, um, you have to earn at least 21 badges to be eligible to become an Eagle Scout, and then you have to also do your Eagle Scout project. At the end of the night, I ended up getting my Eagle Scout, and so I will be having a court of honor, uh, and so it's where I'll get my Eagle Scout rank, and it'll be a really cool event, so I'm excited for that. And then Friday, I went up to North Manchester to hang out with my friends. We played Magic, Black Ops 2, and then we also played D&D. And we started a new campaign, and so in this campaign, my whole character is centered around the idea of using like a like a blowgun. Maybe not I guess it's not a blowgun, but it's like the dart tubes. I guess I don't know the actual word for it. And so my character's centered around that, and so he's a really cool idea, and he's fun to play. We were playing until I got back home around 2, so I think we stopped playing around 1 ish, 1:20 maybe. And then afterwards, on Saturday, we had to take the boat we own and my old car up to Pearston because my sister's roommate, her boyfriend, works on engines, I think, or something like that. And so he was going to work on fixing our boat that we bought. And in turn, instead of like paying him, we were going to give him my old car because the transmission went out on it. And he was interested in it. From what I understand, he has got the engine running, so that's pretty good news. There's still some more work that has to be done to it before we can use it, I believe. But so that was a lot of fun. And then we drove up there. Afterwards, we went to North Manchester. We ate some Mexican food. It was pretty good. And then I went out to my grandma and grandpa's, and I mowed out there for them. Then today on Sunday, I went to church, and in church, we had a really good message. It was about like how shame is like a lie, and Pastor Solomon he told a story, and it was of so this wife. He got the story from another pastor, but basically this wife went up to the pastor, and she looked like 20 years older than she was, or something like that. Or no, it wasn't that. She looked like really stressed out and whatnot. And apparently, like 20 years beforehand, she had committed adultery, against her husband, but had never told him. And so the pastor said to her, like, you just need to go and tell your husband. She was really nervous, and she said, well, if my marriage implodes, it's all your fault. So the pastor prayed, I hope that was like the right advice to give her. If it wasn't, hopefully that like God was able to fix it. And so the pastor ended up seeing that woman the next day, and she said that when she told her husband, the husband had known that she committed adultery, and he just was waiting for her to tell her so he could say that he loved her, and that like I guess he didn't really care. Or I guess I don't want to say that, but like he forgave her. So that was a really cool message. I think like to me it kind of means that like no matter what you do, God's always gonna be like, like you messed up and that's okay. I still forgive you. It's not like that big of a deal. Because I heard something. It's like, if Jesus forgives you, and if you do like one bad thing, and then that forgiveness is just like kind of washed away, how good was it to begin with? And God being Almighty and whatnot, His power isn't just gonna be washed away by one thing that humans are capable of doing. You know what I mean? I guess unless you like choose to, but like choose to not want His forgiveness. And so that was pretty cool. And then in speech class, the class I do these videos for, we finished our outlines for our persuasive speech, and we start presenting on Monday. I won't go Monday. I will be one of the last people to go, because for our informative speeches, I was one of the first, and so I guess to make it easy, he just like reversed the order, and so the people that went last for our informative are now going first, and the people that went first for informative are now going last. And so my persuasive speech, it's over why public schools should have at least 2 armed guards. And so it's I go over like what is a school shooting, because as much as like it sounds kind of obvious, and it is, the like definition of it, it's like a mass shooting that happens out in school. Well, I also define what a mass shooting is. A mass shooting is a shooting that has I guess many casualties. And so I also go over like why it happens, and one of the biggest reasons was like revenge. And so it's like if they got like abused by someone, they would like not know how to, I guess, deal with that in a healthy way, and so they'll just kind of like lash out, and then go and like I guess do like a really horrendous thing. And then I go over like a couple solutions that could be implemented, and then I also, with the solutions, because for it being persuasive, me just telling you my opinion, it could convince you, and but I think it's also really good to hear from the opposing side. So I also put some arguments I thought the opposing side could make, and what my response to them being. One of my biggest things was, like funding for it, because the national average salary was something like 60,000, and so it was coming out to $11 billion, just under, to employ 2 armed guards at every public school in America. And $11 billion, yeah, that sounds like a whole lot of money, and it is. Don't get me wrong, but one of the arguments is like, where do we get the money from? I personally believe that we should pull the 11 billion from foreign aid that we give out, and my biggest argument for that is I feel like we should protect our country and the future of our country, the kids, first, and then help other people. Because ultimately, if we can't protect ourselves, the future generations that come won't be able to help protect other countries. So that's one of the bigger counterpoints that I have, and one of my other ones is like gun restrictions. If that would help, I don't believe it will, because it's like Chicago and in New York has the highest rate of gun violence, New York State, and it's like on average like 3,500 a year people are victims of gun violence. And then Indiana has some very lax laws regarding gun restrictions, and Indiana only has about 1,000 gun violence deaths per year, I believe. So hopefully it goes well. I don't think it will go wrong. I can't. I think the premise of it, of what, like, we should have armed guards to protect our, the kids and whatnot. I don't think people would be opposed to that idea. I mean, I feel like if they are, then that's something that is a little worrying, because I don't know why you wouldn't want to protect kids. I think that the idea itself will be good, but I think maybe my solutions might be the controversial point to it. But all right, thank you guys for listening. Feel free to like and comment, and have a good day.